Yes, we are back again, and I have my lawyer here. Bwana msinichokoze leo. Niko na lawyer bana. Niko na lawyer. Anyway, the person behind the camera is Abel Kipto. Here with me is a lawyer. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Cyprian Rono, and I'm a student currently at the Kenya School of Law, and I'm proud to be at this show today so that I can give my view over the political wrangles here in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Hey!
Yeah.
The law student at
the Kenya School of Law.
Oh, the Kenya School of Law. Unajua hiyo the inaiweka kwa level ingine. The School of Law. So amazing to have the lawyer today at THERMO.G TV, and actually it is about the politics. That is it. By the way, watu wanasema ati nani Obina alidanganya Gachagua akaropoko. What can you say about Gachagua as a whole?
Okay, you see, Gachagua, as we all know, was a deputy president of Kenya, a fact that you cannot dismiss. And for him to be revoked as a deputy president and now as a commoner, you know, it's something that is really a shock to him. And you see, he's very desperate, and I don't blame him for going into the Owino show because he wants to capture the attentions of Kenyans. And now, you see, for a political leader to be such desperate and go into such a show that we all know the Owino show is made for, like, we have many Kenyans, and if you go there and see the links in his bio, we see that most of them are Gen Z. And from what we know is that Gachagua is trying to play a key role in the government by capturing the Gen Zs. He knows that through them he's going to get many votes or many insights from them that are going to give him a strong political background. So what I would say, it was very weak, and it was
interview.
Yeah,
it was very weak.
It was very weak of Gachagua to go there in an aspect of wanting to have support from Kenyans just from a show. You know, first it was despicable of him. You know, being a deputy president is not something that you can just joke around with. He was a deputy president, and he should have stood his ground and knew his political backgrounds and knows his boundaries.
Sasa wewe unaona angeenda kwa media gani ama platform gani?
Yeah, you see, thank you very much for that question. Yes. A person like that should use his own social media platform, and if he wants to pass a message to Kenyans, it should be official and should have a strong message, not just going around here and there wanting to reveal us the secrets of the government that himself was part of when he was in the government. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. So you see, he's now trying to bring out the bad part of the government, while he was in the government, he would look straight at the people of Kenya and lie to them.
But do you believe what he said at Binashu? Or it is just a trauma of when he was...
You see, let me tell you, the guy right now, he's very shocked. He doesn't believe that he lost power, and he still wants to force himself to be behind the people, while he's not. You see, while he was the deputy president, he had the chance to stand his ground. And right now, nobody knows why he was taken away from the powers that he had.
Okay, in a nutshell, do you think Gachagua is qualified to vie for president?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because we see all these leaders, we can say Gachagua went into politics with an aim of having a good turnout towards the citizens. But now, let me tell you what happens.
That is a big no.
That is a big no. Now let me tell you what happens. You see, all these political leaders, the way we look at them, corrupt, malicious, not caring for the citizens. Not all of them get into the politics with that perspective in their mind. You see, when you get into the system and you find something is going on in the system, you are either told, take it or leave it.
Vizuri mimi sijasema. Hata ningesema ningekuwa na lawyer. It is good.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
By then nimesikia pia hii mambo na filmation pia.
Now you see, all these agencies that we have in Kenya, for example, you said the Freemason. Would you believe it if I told you that 90% of it is government-based? Because now, I'm sure,
not 50?
90. I'm sure that the reason why the houses have been closed down is because there is a little breach of agreement in contract. You see, when you have in contract law, we learn about when a contract is breached. There are some perspectives that you can see from it. There are things that come out of it. Now I see that maybe there was a contract that they had with the government, and maybe one of the parties has breached the contract, and therefore, because the power of the government is in the upper hand, they've decided to disclose them or say that, they have not paid us our tax, so we are going to close down their buildings. But there's something added to it. As Kenyans, and as me, I'm representing, as you can see me, I'm young. You see, you cannot be leading us and thinking that we do not know what, we want to know the real reason why it has been closed down. Yeah, there is a reason. I believe that there is more to it. It's not just that they have not paid the tax. There is more to it. There is more to it.
Na baadaye ni kama mmoja support msee sana. Juu wewe ni Gen Z. So do you support Morara Kibaso ama anaitwa nani huyu? Babu Owino. What's your take about them?
Let me tell you something. What these political leaders are doing is something very funny that you cannot understand. They want to make denominations of people. And now they've succeeded. And Kenyans are blindfolded. Now we have the Gen Zs, we have you, we have the people from the Nyanza land, we have the people from the mountains, and we have the Kalenjins. See, they've succeeded in making divisions. Now, it's hard for you people to come together and say, no, we do not want this leader, because everyone wants a share of something that they will get. You see, Nyanza, in the back of their minds, they know that if Babu Owino gets into the government and he becomes a president, he will get something. If me from the mountains...
Is there any possibility for Babu Owino?
Let me tell you, Babu Owino, as at now, cannot be a president. As at now. But he has good potential and he's a good leader. But as at now, I've told you
why.
I've already told you the reason. You see, these people in the government, like the leaders, they want to divide people. Now you see, we have Raila and we have Babu Owino. You want to tell me Raila is out of politics? He's still in the politics. And from my own perspective, I know that Babu Owino and Raila cannot produce two presidential candidates. There will only be one, and that is Raila, of course. So Babu Owino in the near future might become a president.
But do you think this can happen until the president just take just for one term? Because sasa hii kuna kikundi wanajaribu kutoa President William Ruto. It is possible.
Let me tell you,
the person in power.
Let me tell you something funny about this government. Here, as citizens, we talk all day, we fight. Like you asked me about the processing that has been happening in this country from the Gen Zs, like from the last year. You see, Raila is in the mix and Ruto is in the mix. But what is happening? It's us who are getting into trouble. Our blood is being shed. Many, what has happened to the citizens that their children have been killed during these protests? No justice have been served. Recently, you saw what the BBC revealed. Something that the government had hidden. The government is rotten, and the government has many secret bills that they don't want them to be revealed. Now, you're asking me about if it happens in history that a president can only take one term. And what I'm telling you, if you ask a Kenyan right now if they would cast in their vote for Ruto, they would say no. But I'm predicting this. Ruto will still go back as a president in the next 2027. And if we're not careful as Kenyans, this will lead to another clash. Because this guy knows his roots around the political grounds. We can be saying right now that, hey, Ruto cannot go for another term. But let me tell you, it's very hard for him to lose again. It's very hard.
But people have been saying that Raila is the source of suppose he's going to vie again. Do you think we shall have another man behind?
You see, Raila has a very strong background behind him. Not only the Luos. And as at now, if you see the Kenyans, they're not protesting as an agent from Raila or as an agent from Gachagua. Every Kenyan is by their own stand. No Kenyan is saying, I'm protesting because of Raila, I'm protesting because of Ruto. No, I want what is right, and I want my justice, and I want what I'm supposed to be delivered to as a citizen. You know, democracy came to us as an ability for us to be able to choose our leaders, the leaders that we want, and the leaders that deliver to us as we need. But let me tell you what has happened. You might say that Kenya has been delivered, but no. It's just a lie. It's just the colors that you have, the 4 colors that represent nothing, as I say. The blood that was shed, who cares? Blood is being shed, is continuing to be shed. Who cares? The red in there means nothing. Peace, white means nothing in our national flag. Because you see, when it comes to politics, the peace has gone. I don't know you, you're Alu or Makalenji. When we start fighting, what is the essence of that white in the flag? It means nothing.
I'm very happy because you know more about politics.
Yeah.
But now, what about Matiangi and Salasya? What can you say about Salasya?
Now, Matiangi is another rising political leader. And you see, he has these grounds because right now, as you can see that he's speaking sense. And he's also making his efforts in order to becoming a president. And Salasya, in his other grounds, he's seeing him also making efforts. So both of them are making efforts towards becoming a president. But what I can tell you that we still have 2 rivals in Kenya. I will not lie to you. It's still Raila and Ruto. Those others are just moving around, maneuvering around, confusing people. But wait until you see. Once the election is there, we'll still have the 2 people starting again. Raila and Ruto.
So there is no chance.
There is no chance
Matiangi can be a president
in the near future.
Once
he cannot.
He cannot.
I could say that Matiangi has some ground, but for Salasya, I would tell you maybe to seek for another seat, or maybe becomes friends with the president because
I'm a retain.
Yeah, we should just retain his seat as a
Well, thank you very much. This is THERMO.G TV. Let's just take a short commercial break. We will get back soon with a lawyer.